2021. Yet again, let me say that I'm extremely delighted to have you all with us here at our event.
Please feel free to use the chat box and make sure you use the reactions too. Before we blast off, I kindly request all of you to switch on your videos and rename yourselves. Your name followed by the school. Let's make this an interactive and informative session. Luke chapter 1, verse 45. Blessed is she who has believed that the Lord would fulfill his promises to her. Remaining steadfast in our faith, let us close our eyes and spiritually join in prayer. May we offer the women entrenched in poverty and the girls living in war-torn areas up to the Lord Almighty during this service.
Light represents the presence of God, who guides us with divine wisdom. As we take part in the prayer today for the International Day of the Girl Child, let us welcome the divine presence in our hearts, in our lives, in our midst, and in our world of work as the lamp is being lit by dignitaries.
Daughters are angels sent from above to fill our heart with unending love, says J. Lee. A girl child always is a blessing and reason for the continuation of life in this world. Instead of rejoicing at the birth of every girl child who adds beauty and meaning to our world, the girl child experiences distress from cradle to the grave. In truth, girl child plays key role as a good daughter, a sister now to be a loving wife and caring mother, grandmother, as the roles multiply.
Can we reclaim the value and dignity of each human life to restore and ensure the equal inherent value of an unborn girl child? Can we mobilize minds, hearts, hands, and join in the movement to cause a change in mindsets by choosing culture of life over culture of death?
Let us join in praying that our daughters may be as columns of the temple.
Shepherd us, O tender one, guide and lead us on paths unknown. O shepherd us in all our needs, draw us close to your great heart.
We bring before you every girl child, daughter, sister, wife, and mother in their different roles. Help us to uphold the dignity and empower the girl child to play the rightful role in society, nation. God of love and life, we pray for a change in the mindset of people to accept and respect your image in every person without bias on the girl child. Help us value everyone as precious, loved, and wanted. May we, the Good Shepherd sisters, be committed at all times to stand for life at every phase, to defend the vulnerable from unsafe conditions and support their rights socially, educationally, economically.
Heavenly Father, we long for the day when girls no longer experience fear. We long for the day when boys and girls have equal opportunities. We long for the day when your kingdom is fulfilled and justice is restored. Amen.
Come journey with us, walk with us, listen to our story. Our hopes, our dreams, our struggles, our joys, our story of life we share with you as we journey. Jesus our God, may our hearts be warmed and strengthened by your presence here. In your holy word and bread of life, in the love we share, may we go forth on our journey with you. Come journey with us, talk with us, tell us of your story. Open our minds to understand the mystery of your life with us, your risen life, Jesus our God. May our hearts be warmed and strengthened by your presence here. In your holy word and bread of life, in the love we share, may we go forth on our journey with you.
To deliver the welcome address, I call upon the representatives of the Sri Lanka Pakistan province, Ashini Thomas and Kavya Bandaranaike.
On this bright morning, it gives me immense pleasure to extend a warm welcome to each and every one of you. Today we celebrate International Day of the Girl Child. Each girl is unique in their own special way. Each one is a miracle, a blessing, and a star. The light that they ignite can be seen from afar. What is International Day of the Girl Child, and why do we take a break from our hectic lifestyle to celebrate it? Kavya, any guesses?
The International Day of the Girl Child is an annual recurrence, which is also an international observance day declared by the United Nations. Today, we focus our attention on the need to address the challenges girls face and to promote girls' empowerment and the fulfillment of their human rights. Today's more than 1.1 billion girls are poised to take on the future. Every day, girls are breaking boundaries and barriers to lead and foster a safer, healthier, and more prosperous world for all. They are tackling issues like child marriage, education inequality, violence, climate justice, and inequitable access to healthcare. Girls are proving the fact that they are unstoppable. Today, no matter where a girl lives, she is at risk of encountering violence in every space, in the classroom, home, and community. And the types of violence she will come into contact with have become increasingly complex with the rise of technology. However, technology has also opened up opportunities for girls to grow their networks and learn digital and transferable skills that will prepare them for life and work. That leads us to the theme that our celebration revolves around this year, and that is Digital Generation, Our Generation.
Without further ado, I would like to welcome the province leader of Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Reverend Sister Mary Ann Pereira. A special welcome goes out to our foreign dignitaries, Ms. Teresa Simon, the Good Shepherd International Foundation's Regional Manager of the Asia Pacific region, Ms. Sachi Natarajan, the mission partner of the province of Central East India. On behalf of the Organizing Committee of International Day of the Girl Child 2021, we graciously welcome our guest speaker, who is a past pupil of our Good Shepherd School. This proud Bridgetine has ventured out into the vast world and conquered it. Mrs. Onali De Silva Arya Bandan is an experienced lecturer on the subjects of business and economics. She hasn't forgotten her duty as a noble global citizen, as she has familiarized herself with working alongside non-profit organizations. And with her vast knowledge on diplomacy and world affairs, she is undoubtedly an engine of change.
In our midst, we welcome two of our greatest pillars of strength, Reverend Sister Alexandra Mendes and Reverend Sister Syria Pushpam Savarine, the link counselors of education and all the counselors of the province leadership team, the local leaders of our community that have gathered with us to celebrate the Girl Child Day. We extend our heartiest welcome to each and every one of you. Our guiding light and mentors, Reverend Sister Sujani Fernando and Reverend Sister Sudarika Fernando. An extra special welcome goes your way. Reverend Sisters representing Pakistan, we warmly welcome you to this celebration. Those who teach change the world over and over again. Engraving these words in our minds, we welcome the esteemed principals of the private and government schools that tirelessly strive to provide the best education to their students despite the pandemic wreaking havoc. With great delight, we welcome the sisters of the preschool as well as the sisters in charge of the child development centers. Education is a very powerful weapon, and its wielders are our teachers. To all the teachers and sisters present at this occasion, welcome. All students gathered here to celebrate the International Day of the Girl Child. I hope this program will leave you with an understanding of girls and girls' representation in the digital world. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashini and Kavya. I'm sure all of us here have a good idea on our proceedings for today's event.
Every event takes precise planning. So how about an introduction to the team steering this event?
I cordially invite our province leader, Reverend Sister Mary Ann Pereira, to share her thoughts with us on our blessed morning.
Thank you for this invitation. My dear children, I'm so happy to be with you, around you on this special day. First of all, I need to give a prominent place to our invited guests, Ms. Teresa Siemens, I would say a pillar or the greatest, like the person who initiated this in the region, Asia Pacific region, Teresa Siemens and Mrs. Sachi Natarajan. So happy to have you with us today. And our guest speaker, Mrs. Onali De Silva, proudly a Bridgetine, as you all said. The members of our province leadership team, and also sector councillors, education representing the private schools and government schools, Sister Alexandra and Sister Syria Pushpam. And we are privileged to have the sector council of Pakistan, Sister Rosina Emmanuel, and all the sisters and students from Pakistan. All our local leaders gathered here. Our two main organizers representing the committee, Sisters Sudarika Fernando and Sister Sujani Fernando, the committee members of ECD and CDC, students and all gathered here. I need to say a very special word of thanks to the organizing committee. You all gave a beautiful introduction to them. So happy to see that. Kavya, Ashini, Amanda, Karen, Karushi, Crystal, Nethmi, and Tyagi. I see that the hard work they have done. I know it's with joy and happiness they have worked in this. It was not a burden for them. I think they enjoyed also in midst of preparing this. Isn't it? They enjoyed being with the group and organizing this. So I don't want to take much longer time to give my opening address. What I want to say is this is indeed a great day for us as a province, Sri Lanka, Pakistan. The day we officially celebrate the Day of the Girl Child, holding the theme, Digital Generation, Our Generation. Dear all, we are all aware that UN has given prominence to this celebration, mainly to raise awareness and focus more on the value of the girl child. We value them a lot. The whole world values them a lot in the society by declaring this special day. On the 9th, we all know we successfully celebrated the Day of the Girl Child as a region, that is Asia Pacific region. And two of our girls from our province actively participated and contributed toward the success of this event. My heartfelt congratulations and gratitude to them. Unfortunately, I was unable to participate because I had a very important visit to make. So in brief, I want to share with you my aspirations, my thoughts for this great day. My dear all, today we live in a global village. It's a village, but it's a global village. We all know that the digital technology has brought this vast universe to our doorstep and to our own lives. And therefore, there's a vast impact it makes individually and communally. Rather, I would say globally. We all face this digital revolution, which moves forward rapidly, bringing new concepts every passing minute. Am I right? Yes, every passing minute. I see all humans working hard to face this challenge so that they will neither lag behind nor be left out. We don't want, so we want to learn, we want to enter into this path, every one of us. So there are few questions or concerns of mine that arises in my mind concerning the theme of yours, digital generation, our generation. Few concerns I would like to convey to you. You all know this pandemic that we faced locally, globally, have paved the way to conquer certain advanced positive outcomes through digital technology. Even though the world was locked down, physically unable to move, it is through technology we remained connected and continued our journey. Even we are having our congregational chapter. So technology goes along with economy. I want to say it goes along with economy. If I give you a very simple example, I know a vast number of students who were seemingly lost when the government introduced the online study system. I am practically aware of a girl who had to go begging, for a smartphone from house to house. For what? To complete a study course. Sad to say, it has not reached the poorest of the poor because of the economic gaps in society. The second fact, the digital generation has an impact on our personal lives of you and me, every child, every human. There's an impact it has made, both positive and negative. Positively, we see the multiple connections we can make, advanced knowledge we can acquire, and new innovations we can make towards the future. It has also an impact on many social issues, such as education inequality and violence. You all know the games we do through online, majority makes the child to do what? To save a creature or a human. To do what, dear children? To shoot, to kill. If I shoot maybe the vast number of children, people, or I don't know, people or creatures or anyone, I get a higher rank. Killing culture. The more I kill, the more I destroy, I am in a high rank. These are games. So we are entering into what? The culture of death. We want to look for a, what do you call, a kind of an equipment, even through the cursor, to do what? Kill someone. Destroy someone. And violent killing culture, climate justice, as you all said, and vastly to healthcare. I know, I saw a small clip, a child, a small one became handicapped because of using always the tab. His mental nerve system has affected. No more the child can walk. I don't know whether you have seen this clip. The child is dragging, like taking the tab, cannot walk, a small child. No more. The brain cells are damaged by constantly keeping their eyes focused on the screen. So it has impact on our healthcare. I need not explain all this to you. So therefore, my dear children, my dear all gathered here, my earnest appeal today is to connect digital culture with what? The Good Shepherd culture. We are a family. We have our essence, we have something within us, a very good, a powerful weapon. That is our Good Shepherd spirituality, culture, values. So I want you to make use of this, to develop these values. This should be at the center of whatever we do and say. If you are unable to produce children, girls, or adults carrying within themselves Good Shepherd values, our efforts will all be in vain. So, my dear children, girls and all, very specially I am addressing here to our girls here gathered. The province of Sri Lanka, Pakistan need you. We need you. Not only you all gathered here, but so many other girls in our government schools. We need all of them. Mainly, Jesus the Good Shepherd needs you. Our dear foundress, St. Mary Euphrasia, needs you. And the whole universe today need you to do what? To change the world for a better future for the generations to come. So I'm winding up my little message by saying, together, let us make this digital generation our own generation, to create a revolution, to give to the society the beauty of values it can generate and the life it can promote. We are promoters of life, not death. Life in all aspects, life and love. So it can reinforce in our hearts in this rapidly changing society. May God bless all your efforts. May Jesus the Good Shepherd, be with you, journey with you, and we become partners today, partners of our mission. So together, let us work. Together, let us see a brighter future. So journey with us, come with us, join with us, and learn about St. Euphrasia more. Reflect on Jesus the Good Shepherd more, so that we can change the world, give them a ray of hope. Come closer to the poorest of the poor and support them also to enter into this generation, the digital generation, so that they will not be aside because of the poverty and economical deprivation they are facing with. So thank you so much once again for giving me this opportunity to address you all. I hope you got a little message from me. Once again, I am grateful to all the organizers, very especially to Ms. Teresa Siemens. She's the foundress, I could say, in the regional level, giving us this inspiration. So I'm very grateful to her, and also for Shashi journeying with us, helping us, supporting us. So may God bless you all and keep you safe, and that you may be vibrant women in the future. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, dear sister, for inspiring us with your words. And we have noted down your points on the digital world and its impact on the modern society. To all gathered here, remember to have the Good Shepherd values instilled in you while you be a part of the digital generation.
This year's International Day of the Girl Child is centered around the theme Digital Generation, Our Generation. Bearing this in mind, the school Ave Maria Convent has composed a song. Let's hear to their powerful and resounding voices.
Every step of life I grew up to be strong and compassionate no matter what comes by. I'm invincible, I've got a voice that you will hear, 'cause I am a girl and I will change the world. I'll train myself in dignity, stand for what I believe, take a leap forward to the place where I belong. I'm gonna break the barriers, I'm gonna take pride in myself, I'm gonna show what I could do to be ashamed.
Let's join our hands together to be unified as one. A round of applause for those golden words.
11th of October is quite a special day for us young girls. Obviously, due to the fact that it is Girl Child Day, I'm sure each of us has our fair share of experiences when it comes to preparing for this day. Let's heed the words of the girls from Pakistan and Sri Lanka, who were actively involved in last year's International Day of the Girl.
I am a girl, and I'm also proud of a girl. Girls are a blessing for the whole universe, as they play an important and crucial role in our society. To be a girl is such a great blessing that nobody can deny it. But living as a girl is not that easy, as there are a lot of restrictions for girls. However, the girls are strong too, and they can overcome these congested and conserved situations. For example, I'm also a girl, and I also face so many difficulties and burdens of life. I live in a village where the environment for girls is conserved and awfully congested.
Here I am, Alisa Vicky from grade 8. I would like to appreciate myself as a girl, and I truly believe that appreciating myself as a girl means a lot to appreciate every girl and future womanhood. Save Girl Child is trending of late. That's nothing more than a charade. What society really make of these words? Just to let a baby girl see the world. Saving her in good. Is it enough? Or it's just making her survival tough? Rescued her, saved today, raped tomorrow. We really wish to save ourselves. We really wish to participate in this digital world. We want to contribute in this digital world, and we also want to enjoy our most lovely world with all human beings. A small advice to everyone. Love the girls, respect the girls.
Hi. So, how the Girl Child Day has affected me. It was a really great opportunity for me to be a helping hand to these innocent kids and to get the feeling of how much God has gifted me with. We had a lot of meetings to discuss how we could make the lives of these children even a bit brighter during this pandemic period. And to get the feeling that I'm helping an innocent child to make their future brighter is really a feeling that I don't know how to explain. So it's really a great privilege to be a part of this campaign, and thank you for joining me in. Thank you, and may God bless you.
I'm Michelle Clarks, a student of St. Lawrence's Convent. The involvement of Girl Child has truly opened up my spectrum regarding the access to electronics, networks, and other sources in that field that are truly so common and accessible to many young girls that they are deceived by the alluring concepts and accessibility to thousands of platforms. Yet the collaboration done by the Girl Child Association to educate on the dangers of digital platforms, to highlight young girls' creativity by digital art, etc., makes me truly grateful to be a part of this community. I hope we can continue this journey successfully into the future as well, to make this world a safer place for our girls. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Natni Fernando from Good Shepherd Convent, Panadura. 2020 was incredible, filled with unity, empowerment, and strength of girls. In parallel to the International Day of Girl Child, we organized a week for our girl children. We pinned a badge on girl children to remind them how valuable they are. We hold a signature campaign and awareness program for boys to aware them the importance of girl child, and a leadership program for girls, also to residential program at school. And we shot a short film, which was a really nice experience for all. And we named it as The Echo. And yeah, from that, we needed to remind our girl children that their voice is an echo which can change the whole world. And here we are, today, becoming more and more than we were. Thank you.
Let's move on to an interesting segment of today's session. Joining us today is a personality that is the definition of calm and cool. She is none other than Mrs. Onali De Silva Aryabandhu. Mrs. Onali De Silva Aryabandhu is an education professional in Sri Lanka with experience in both Sri Lankan and US tertiary education systems. She has a BSc in Economics, International Studies, and Environmental Studies, triple major from Iowa State University, USA, MSc in International Business Management, and postgraduation diploma in Diplomacy and World Affairs. She is currently reading for her PhD at the University of Colombo with a research focus on education and economics. She was awarded the Most Outstanding Student Leader of the Year at Iowa State University in 2014 among 32,000 students at that time, and recognized as the Statement Maker of the Year by Iowa State University Alumni Association in 2016. Above all, she likes to introduce herself as a Sri Lankan, a past pupil of St. Bridget's Convent and survivor of the 2004 tsunami. A very good morning, Mrs. Onali, and we are extremely privileged to have you this morning. And I hope you are doing well. Thank you for taking, thank you, Miss. Thank you for taking your time to educate us regarding these topics as we are in the process of making this digital generation our generation. With the pandemic sweeping the world.
It's my absolute pleasure.
So my question is, with the pandemic sweeping the world, a large proportion of the workforce is unable to commit to work. Additionally, most educational institutions have shifted online. Ms. Onali, how do you propose that we, who are a part of the work from home and online school crowd, use these digital platforms in a smart, safe, and reliable manner?
Right. First of all, I think thank you very much for that lovely intro. And it's an absolute blessing to be part of this event. Well, these questions about, the digital generation, it has always been a triggering question for a lot of generations. Not only your generation, but also the younger generation as well as the older generation. It has been a trigger question, which means people have mixed opinions about how should we be using this, the digital platforms. And is it good, is it bad? So there has been a debate for quite a long time. Now, having this as a problem or having this as a concern, me as an undergraduate lecturer also have faced multiple situations where students, they like to use digital platforms. They just don't know how to use it properly. So it's not that it's a bad thing, or it's not that it is it's not something that we need to look down upon, but how do we actually use it properly? I think the conversation about using digital platforms as a student and also as a young person who seeks for employment, it's very important that we first understand, okay, why are we using this and what are we actually using? So to get into the exact question that you asked, I think first of all, we have to acknowledge the fact that all of us are absolutely privileged to be using technology. there are millions of children across the world who has no access to digital platforms or internet and suffers from deprived education. We don't have to go too far. We just look at Sri Lanka, within Sri Lanka, and not too far from Colombo. There are areas, and even within Colombo, there are students who suffer with the lack of education, especially during this pandemic, because they just do not have access to technology. So I think all of us have to, first of all, it's with the blessings of God that we are able to access, and we have the privilege of accessing digital platforms. Now, with that, what do we do with it? Now, being a girl child especially, there's a lot of conversation about being careful using the platform. So I think we'll get to the question of being careful later on, but within your boundaries of being a student and within your boundaries of being a young person, using the digital platforms is vital, firstly, to seek knowledge. I think when I was schooling, Sister Francine is here, and I'm extremely honored to speak in front of her. I think during our time at St. Bridget's, there was very minimal use of technology. It was such a wow thing for us to go to the computer lab and do a lesson on IT. But now times have changed. Things are different. And today we know, students know how to use devices and how to use technology. But what particular ways can we use it for? What are the reasons? Therefore, now I want to get into the point where we have to remember, as students, as young people, we need to remember that knowledge is key. And seeking knowledge, verifying knowledge, and also sharing knowledge is absolutely vital, especially for a girl. Not that I'm leaving aside the boys, but for girls to be strengthened with knowledge and to use digital platforms to acquire, to verify, and also to share knowledge. Now, when we go into sharing knowledge and verifying knowledge, one might ask, okay, so we can just Google something and look up. No, it's not about just Googling and looking up. It's also about finding out, how can I advance my knowledge? How can I seek for more and more knowledge? Now, if you ask me, the undergrad students that I teach, they sometimes say, okay, miss, we use online platforms to do our assignments. I'm pretty sure you all will also agree with me. When you have, don't understand certain words that you want to look up, you will go Google it. And that's the best that we do sometimes, apart from, going and gaming or using social media. But how do we use it properly? That is a conversation that we need to probably later on, and also have an ongoing conversation at a school level, because we cannot detach young people from technology today. So how do we then make sure that they are attached to technology the right way? So therefore, I think especially for young people, to seek and acquire knowledge and also to look for opportunities. Now, young people, when I started working, the only way that I was able to look for jobs is to go on the newspapers, to look at the newspapers and find for job opportunities. That was it. But now I think not many people look at newspapers. It's about looking at online portals for job opportunities. And it's not only for, people who are waiting to get into an employment who should be looking at these job opportunities. Even people as young as you who are schooling should look at these job opportunities just to understand what's out there. So that quest for knowledge as a young girl will definitely push you to seek knowledge and information in the right places. And that has to be groomed as well as instilled in young people at a very young age. So as a young person, as a schoolgirl, I think back when I was in school, it was such a taboo to use online platforms because it was so new, which I completely agree, because we didn't know what it was. But today you know what it is. And we have to be wise and intelligent in how we use it. And I think that is key. I don't know whether I answered the question.
Thank you, Miss, for that insight on enhancing our minds to be attached to the digital platform in the right way. Moving on to another question, having biases and stereotypes are prevalent in the field of technology. This can create obstacles for attraction, retention, progression for girls and women in their career of choice. What initiatives could be used to attempt to address these prejudices?
Right. I think prejudice in using technology and even studying about tech-related programs is it's a huge stereotype today. There are a lot of students that I teach, especially in the field of business, but who have this knack for technology and they want to explore technology. It's just that they feel very discouraged and quite displaced about making that firm decision to get into education or get into fields of technology. I think this misconception has been there for quite a long time. But what I can, the only and good advice that I would give to all our young girls is that stereotypes can only be broken or changed with proving that knowledge can override stereotypes. When you're strengthened and empowered with the right knowledge about what's going on, that will push you to make the right judgments. Now, when I say that, I'll give you a small example. We still have this notion of we have to be, if you're a girl, it's nice to be a doctor or a teacher. Getting into law is also a little looked down upon, but that's also okay. You might be, they might like you becoming a doctor or nurse, like I said, especially an education professional is ideal. That's the notion, that's a stereotype we feel and we face on a day-to-day basis. I have relatives, friends, and also young children whom I meet on a day-to-day basis through the programs that I teach, who comes and says, I'm doing this business program because my mother says it's okay to do business. It's okay to learn business. Maybe I can become a business studies teacher later on. So where does it, it's not that it's bad to become a teacher, but you have to love it. You have to want to be one. So then most of these conversations I ask them, okay, so what do you like to do? Some might say, I would love to be an architect or do engineering, to do a course on information technology, cybersecurity. There's increasing interest on programs like cybersecurity. So these girls love it, but it's just that they hesitate and they find it very difficult to make that decision with their parents that it's fine to do a program like that because there is so much opportunity. There's such lot of growing opportunity for programs like such. So then how do we use technology and how do we advocate for young girls to break this stereotype? Once again, probably because I'm also an education professional, I always draw back connections to the classrooms that we interact on a daily basis. I am proudly educated in a convent environment. And I think I will be a good proof that the convent education has well groomed and it has the absolute capacity to very well groom young girls to understand There are boundaries, but there are also boundaries which you can break. So to understand what are the boundaries that you should function within, and what are the boundaries that you can break so that you can overcome stereotypes. Therefore, I draw back connections to the classrooms, even interactions with your teachers, with your friends, with yourselves. It's very important to have that dialogue, that conversation about what can we do. And these stereotypes, mind you, the first thing that has to happen among us is to understand, okay, what are these stereotypes? Sometimes we don't even know what these stereotypes are. There are stereotypes saying that, no, it's technology is for boys, let them deal with it. Or it's very unsafe for girls to be part of technology and, use these digital platforms. You should not do it. Remove your Facebook profile. Delete your Instagram profile. Don't go on YouTube. That is not needed. But there has to be the right guidance and the right understanding to know how are we going to use this wisely. So therefore, to break stereotypes, first thing is we need to know what the stereotypes are and where it comes from. Mind you, we live in a society of patriarchy. And that is not something that we can, forget. We can't ignore. So then how do we tackle this patriarchal attitude of, detaching girls from being competent and empowered enough to use technology responsibly? I think that is something that we need to look at as girls and also as leaders. Remember, you don't need that prefect badge or the class monitor badge on your chest to become a leader. I was never one. I was never one at St. Bridget's, but you can make a change. You can make an impact. It doesn't matter. And leadership comes with time. So you have to think about, okay, what kind of leadership can I take? What kind of initiative can I take in a small scale with my peers, with my teachers, with my family, to change ideas, to change perceptions? It takes time, mind you. It took time among my friends. It took time among my families to come out of this stereotype. I'll just give you one small incident that happened. When I was your age, my grandfather thought that I must become a doctor. And that was his ambition, to see me as a doctor. And then I just couldn't live up to it. I said, okay, fine. I will become a doctor, but maybe an academic doctor, not a medical profession. So you have to do it gradually. You can't go fight against it. I know a lot of students, I get conversations I have with parents say, miss, she wants to do this all of a sudden. I don't know what to do. The parents are angry. You throw a fit at your parents saying that I don't want to do what you want to do. Well, it's a gradual process. And to get into the gradual process, the right thing to do is to get the right knowledge, to have the right understanding about what are the stereotypes, why is there a stereotype, and what can we do about it. I think that's what we need to do to empower and advocate for change.
Miss, I agree that these misconceptions are all over society, and I love the advice that knowledge can shatter stereotypes. Girls, let's forget about the notions that hold us back and proudly make our decisions in choosing to do what we love. Moving on, digitalization is fundamentally changing the economy and our society, bringing forth numerous opportunities. How can we seize these chances and make the most of it? After all, there is nothing more expensive than an opportunity missed.
Certainly. Children, let's say about 10 to 15 years back, the only way you could sell a product, let's say like homemade cookies or cupcakes or even like, homegrown plants. The only way of doing this was to go out there in the market, put it into shops and sell it. So it was quite difficult. But today, if you go on Facebook or Instagram, look at the number of homegrown businesses that are using these social media platforms through technology doing business. Now, I think it's a very important thing that we need to remind ourselves. And I tell this to my undergrad students especially because we have this idea that we have to do our O-levels, A-levels, bachelor's, master's, then get married. Or even before master's or bachelor's, you might get married. You're expected to get married. You have to get married if you like, that's true. But there are also other things that you can do while you're pursuing your process of education. So if you look at, I'll advise you to go look at the marketplace on Facebook. It's very interesting and it's absolutely stunning to see the number of people selling, you know, home stitched pillowcases to their little pickles and homegrown plants on digital platforms as such. So it is also it's important that you also look at what best ways can we use and what kind of things can we do at leisure or together with our family to use this kind of social media platforms. And that is a very healthy and profitable way of using social media platforms. Now, I know some students who manage their parents' small businesses, social media platforms, and it's absolutely stunning to see how, and I know several girls who do this. Their mothers stitch pillowcases. I know another mother who does packaging of these dried fruits and vegetables. The daughter goes on social media and promotes the products for the parents. And that's a beautiful way of engaging with your family's business, family's aspirations, and to support. So being a girl child, you should not be taking the back seat and just watching what is going out there. You do observe, but you need to use these platforms to make sure that you can be economically empowered. And remember, women across the world face a large amount of violence, harassment, abuse due to the lack of economic empowerment because they are economically dependent on their male parties at home, which means either the son or the father. And that has largely been a problem. And I mind you, we don't have to go to the outskirts, the rural communities or the estate communities out there. It happens right in the middle of Colombo. Enough and more violence that women go through because of the lack of economic empowerment. So using digital platforms to make sure that we are economically empowered is vital. My family, we also started because of this pandemic and we have a lot of time at home. We ourselves started using these digital platforms to enrich our small scale business. So using digital platforms wisely is very advisable. And just to give you all a small idea, you know, if there's anyone who likes to use the platform and wants to know the benefit, you know, boosting a post on Facebook using about $2 or $5 can give you a return of at least 30,000-40,000 rupees, depending on what kind of message do you give, what kind of presentation do you make, what kind of pictures do you use. So you have to use it wisely. And that use of platform wisely, once again, comes with the right knowledge. So I think using these platforms for productive and economic users, most certainly girls can make a very strong impact because I think we do have a innate ability of getting into fine details. We look at fine details, and I think I'm pretty sure it's the case with other convent schools also. St. Bridget certainly taught me how to look at fine details, look into details, small things, without just looking at the macro picture. You also look at fine micro details. I think that training also comes from school. So you all are lucky to be part of this network and absolutely blessed to be part of this network. So you need to use it to make sure that we can even economically empower ourselves and our families through digital platforms.
The market on digital platforms is something we are very familiar with. I mean, most of our stuff are brought from there. And one of our friends from the organizing committee sells her very own baked goods online. And her yummy stuff looks mouth-watering on her Instagram page, and it tastes just as good as it looks. Moving on to the next question. As we have been blessed to be a part of the global network, it's our duty to be the voice of change. Mrs. Onali, how could we utilize the digital platform to be a true advocate for women?
Right. I think one very important thing we have to realize, and one thing that we have to keep in mind, is that using digital platforms can sometimes be very, you become very overwhelmed and you can become very insecure sometimes. And these insecurities, especially when you use social media, I think one thing that we have to remember is we have to root for each other. We have to make sure that we don't make someone else feel uncomfortable. Especially, with the rise of social media, we have got into a situation where we are quite concerned about how others see us, how others perceive us. When I was schooling, that was not much of a problem, because everyone, when you meet the person in class, in school, and that was it. You might meet in a tuition class, maybe not. So all you get to know about the person is whatever that is in person, face to face. But today, with the use of social media, we sometimes feel, my goodness, is this the same person that is in real life? We see a completely different personality coming out on social media, and that is, it really depends on the individual. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's sometimes very different. Now, when that happens, we have a tendency of letting others down, or humiliating them, or making rude comments. Sometimes not really to their faces, but behind their backs. And these things happen, in schools and colleges. So how do we make sure that we advocate for women? Women included, but what we need to do is we need to advocate for justice, advocate for the right way of life, and advocate for empowerment. I think one thing that we have to remember is that in the back of our minds, we have to hold the Good Shepherd values. I think that is, I think previously also this was mentioned. Holding on to Good Shepherd values is for a lifetime. Now, just to make a disclaimer, I am a Buddhist by religion, but the upbringing that I had in the convent environment is priceless, and I still hold it dear in my heart, and it is embedded, it is engraved. And that you need to use it when you use these platforms to advocate and root and empower women and others. What is the right way of living? How do we be? It's not about just being nice to someone. It's about being true to someone. How do you be true to someone? How do you be true to yourself and also to others? And being true to yourself and others will eventually adapt to being advocates for women, advocates for the right way of life, and for justice. So it is, remember, this is not this is not about being against men, or being against, rooting against males, or rooting against someone. This is about rooting against patriarchy, which is not about rooting against men. I think we need to understand that very clearly. And it's not about just rooting for women for the sake of it. It's about advocating for women and girls because it is the right thing to do. It is the just thing to do. And I think having that right understanding is very important, because sometimes I have seen this happening on social media, and also especially in these undergraduate programs when we had physical classes. Sometimes, the girls gang up together and start to talk just because the person who was speaking is a girl. That's not the attitude that we need to instill. We have to advocate for women and the girl child because it is the right thing to do, not just based on one's sex. So with having that right understanding, will make sure that you not only just empower women and girls, you're empowering the entire society. You are cultivating true leadership. You're cultivating true, honesty, integrity. And these draw connections very dearly, very tightly to the Good Shepherd values. And I know, I think in school, I remember when these Good Shepherd values are taught, there were students who give a, deaf ear and saying, oh, yes, we hear this every day. But no, you have to hear it every day. And that's when it embeds in you. It becomes part of you. So that it is no longer just Good Shepherd values or values you get from your convent education. It is you. I think that is how we can very confidently use social media platforms or any platform to advocate for women and girls and also advocate for what is right. I think that is very important to keep in mind.
Yes, Miss. I'm sure all of us will remember to stay true to ourselves and the Good Shepherd values. Finally, the last question I'll be asking you is, Generation Z is how we proudly identify ourselves, the gen that follows the Netflix and chill lifestyle. What advice would you leave us with?
Well, I think, this Netflixing, YouTubing, gaming and social media, these are not bad things. I watch Netflix. I go on YouTube. I have a 4-year-old daughter that goes to St. Bridget's Montessori. She has controlled use of YouTube and Netflix also. But how do we use this properly? I think throughout my talk, I've been telling there's nothing wrong with it. It's part of us. And I think previously it was very accurate and very correctly mentioned about this killing culture through gaming. These are the things that we have to be very watchful and careful about. And what we watch, how we watch it. On average, and undergraduate students, especially O-level, A-level and undergrad students that I interact with, they use social media, whether it's YouTube, Netflix, gaming or whatever, they use on average about 3 to 4 hours a day. They use it on average 3 to 4 hours a day. I think the students, if we get like a poll here, we will get it in real time, the evidence, and I'm pretty sure some of y'all are also guilty of it. We use it. So then how do we use it properly? If you're using such platforms, there are good ways of using it. Now, when I teach my students, I make sure I don't discourage them of using. If you're using it, you use it for something that is useful, important, and to relax your mind. Now, it's quite cliche, but it's, when we use these kind of platforms for things that, makes us agitant and, nervous, or very, when there's a lot of violence that goes on, we eventually start to react in such manner in real life as well. So I have noticed this in most of my students who get into gaming. They are focused. They are absolutely focused in what they are, doing, because the gaming gives you a lot of focus. It gives you focus, but then they become completely detached from reality. So they become completely detached from reality, completely shuts down themselves and focuses on that one specific game. Now, the problem with that is when you get into a classroom you're focused. So you're looking at your teacher, you're looking at the screen. Now, these days you don't see in physical. No? You look at the screen and you're waiting, you're looking, you're listening. Nothing goes into your head because you are not critically thinking, critically analyzing, synthesizing the information. That doesn't happen. So if we are using, gaming platforms, limit the time. Use it for a specific time period. If you are using Netflix or YouTube, watch something nice. There are enough and more lovely documentaries, videos that will give you so much of stimulation to your brain, for you to be so much of, such a lot of stimulation for you to think beyond and explore beyond. Use it for that purpose. And also, one very good advice that I would tell you, and I do this for myself and I also do it for my daughter, is that when you do not understand something in class, when you don't understand something that your teacher said, don't go behind your teachers and, criticize them and humiliate them and say, oh, she can't teach. What is she teaching? I don't get this. I don't get that. She doesn't know how to teach. And now, especially during this pandemic, there's very limited not physical, even virtual interactions are limited. So the good thing that you can do is you use these digital platforms to understand things that you don't understand. You can use the platform to acquire that knowledge. You can go on YouTube, science experiments are out there, economic analysis is out there, math formulas are out there. You can do it yourself. And I think very good lesson that this pandemic gave all of us is to work by ourselves. And, it is us who can change us. With the blessings of God, we have been empowered with a good brain, empowered with consciousness. We know what's going out there. We are physically, mentally able. We are able to make a change. So why not make a change in ourselves first? To do so, use the platforms wisely. I think at every age, from Montessori education all the way up until you read for a PhD or postdoctoral, there are good ways of using digital platforms. I don't know how many of you are aware of these videos on YouTube, especially for young children. I have a 4-year-old who watches, I allow her to watch this video called Number Blocks. It's about calculating numbers, counting, and learning numbers. I was amazed when she came up to me and said, Ammi, do you know that 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 is equal to 10? And then I said, who taught you? Because I know she has not got there yet. And then I thought she was just memorizing. So then she showed her fingers and she said, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 is 10. And then I said, well, yes, I think that is fantastic. But, well, at that moment, I did not know where it came from. And I was quite, concerned because it was not me teaching or her auntie teaching. Now, with this technology, this is what I'm saying, the right amount of stimulation at the right time, in the right manner, is going to push us to achieve much greater heights. So my dear children, I'm giving you this advice. Use the platforms to seek knowledge, to verify knowledge. Go on university platforms to find out what kind of courses you can learn. There are millions of courses out there, degree programs, short courses, free short courses. I think there's a very good site called Harvard Extension School, which is it's a very comprehensive platform which gives a lot of different courses free of charge. If you want to pay and get a certificate, you can do that. But use these platforms. As young as you can use it. You can learn more. And that is what going to make you empowered and allow you to empower others as well. That's the message I have for all of you.
Mrs. Onali, your presence here today has truly energized us. We are immensely thankful for you for joining us today and adding so much value to this gathering. Your contribution on this platform that we could learn on and significant points on how we should embed the Good Shepherd values in us and not just be nice to someone, but be true to everyone are truly thought-provoking and will not go unnoticed. Thank you, Miss.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
A smile is the best makeup any girl can wear. The following performances have been designed to leave you with a smile. So sit back, grab your snacks, and enjoy.
Different types of students during online classes.
Okay, Puttala, then let's move to the next chapter. Turn to page number 78.
What?
Where's the toothpaste, Putta?
I don't know. I didn't brush today, Mama. Useless.
Risansa, mute your mic, please.
Is that my mic? Oh, shut. Oh, sorry, miss.
Tell me the answer, Putta.
Teacher, it was built in 1998. It's one of the greatest creation of Russians, but Americans didn't want to accept that.
So children, you are getting so closer to your term test, so you have to prepare for it. I have sent some past papers. Okay, Risansa, tell me the answer. Risansa, are you there? Risansa?
Lily was a little girl, afraid of the big wide world. She grew up within a castle walls. Now and then she tried to run, and another night with the setting sun, she went in the woods away, so afraid. Oh, they want her, don't go there. Last creatures who are hiding in the southern something and creeping. It's on her. Don't you worry, just follow wherever I go. Drop over the mountains so well in love. Give you everything you've been dreaming of. Just let me know. Everything you want is gonna be the magic story you've been told, and you'll be set under my control. Just let me know. Just let me know. You know she was hypnotized. I'm walking on golden eyes. They broke and she awoke again. Then she ran faster and started screaming. Is there someone out there? Please help me. Come get me behind her. She can hear me say, Father, where will I go? Up over the mountains so well in love. Give you everything you've been dreaming of. Just let me know. Everything you want is gonna be the magic story. You've been told and you'll be set under my control. Just let me know. Just let me Everything you want is gonna be the magic story. You've been told and you'll be set under my control. Just let me follow wherever I go. Drop over the mountains well in love. Give you everything you've been dreaming of. Just let me Then she ran faster and start screaming. Is there someone out there? Please help me. Just let me
Wow, those were marvelous creations, girls. That truly deserves a round of applause. Could we show our appreciation by a virtual round of applause for the reactions, please? Next up, I call upon Tyagi and Netmi to announce the results of the Interschool Digital Poster Making Competition.
As we have drawn near to the most awaited moment of today's event, Netmi and I are ready to announce the winners of the Digital Poster Making Competition of the International Girl Child Day 2021. First of all, we would like to give our heartiest thanks to all the girls who participated in this competition, and indeed it was a really hard task to choose one winner as all the entries were full of creativity and talent. This poster competition was designed in order to encourage the girls to skillfully use the digital tools to craft a poster that will digitally empower girls.
Without further delay, let me announce the winner of the junior category. I am a proud girl child, and she is Delicia Suresh Kumar from Good Shepherd Convent, Kandy. Our intermediate category has submitted such amazing posters that our judges had to spend a lot of time deliberating. The first place of the category, Internet, Girls Don't Get Trapped, is Baranita Kishore Kumar from St. Thomas Girls School, Matale. In the senior category, posters were so well designed, but the one that stood out of the best belonged to Deandra Celine Lewis from St. Lawrence's Convent. A heartfelt congratulations to all the winners, and please note that you will be emailed your e-certificate.
Once again, we congratulate our winners and participants of the digital poster competition. Hats off on displaying your marvelous talents. Could we please give them a virtual round of applause by using the reactions, as these posters are incredibly awesome. This entertainment item is quite special. The children of the preschools have put forward a dance accompanied by a song. I'm sure this music and rhythm will find a way into your heart.
I'm like a bud of jasmine with so many petals in me. When I blow, it gives so much fragrance. I bite and I am pure. I'm like a bud of jasmine with so many petals in me. When I blow, it gives so much fragrance. I bite and I am pure. I had the petals of love, love. I had the petal of kindness. I had the petal of brave and strong, and I had the petal of care. I'm like a bud of jasmine with so many petals in me. When I blow, it gives so much fragrance. I bite and I am pure. I had the fragrance of talents. I give beauty to where I am, which makes me unique, and I feel like the world because I'm a girl child. I'm like a bud of jasmine with so many petals in me. When I blow, it gives so much fragrance. I bite and I am pure.
Thank you, little flowers. Your blooming smiles surely brighten today's event.
The gender divide is a serious issue that women combat in many walks of life. This segment highlights the disparity of female representation in digital inclusion and steps we've taken to overcome it.
Good morning, children.
Good morning, teacher.
Today, we are going to discuss about ambitions. Do you have any ambitions in your life?
Yes, teacher. I have a lot of ambitions in my mind.
Very good. So then, now I'm going to give you a chance to say who you want to become in future. Let's start from Abhimani.
Teacher, I want to become a doctor.
I want to become an actress, teacher.
I want to become a cricketer, minister, and a lawyer.
Very good. Excellent. What about Rida?
I want to be a software engineer, teacher, but
My mother says girls can't do it. They don't let me even use a single digital device. Why do you say like that, darling?
Frida, what are you doing in the laptop?
I'm in my IT sessions at school.
IT sessions? IT sessions for girls? You can't do IT. Get up, go and study something else in your books.
But I don't need to learn IT. I want to be a software engineer.
No. You can't become a software engineer. IT is not a girl's thing. It's not safe for girls. Aizan, now you have your lesson, IT lesson. Come and join.
This video displays the raw reality of girls in Anuradhapura. Our committee has identified this issue and has proposed. Sorry about that. This video displays the raw reality of girls in Anuradhapura. Our committee has identified this issue and has proposed a solution to it. I call upon our project. Oh, sorry about that.
This is a video from the girls of Anuradhapura and how they face the digital divide.
විද්‍යාලයේ 12 ශ්‍රේණියේ ජීව විද්‍යාංශයේ ඇත්තට මෑත කාලයේදී ඇතිවෙච්ච කොරෝනා වසංගතයත් එක්ක පාසල් සහ අධ්‍යාපන ආයතන බැසී යාම අධ්‍යාපන කටයුතු වලට ඉතාමත් ගැටලුකාරී තත්ත්වයක් තමයි උදා කළේ. ඒත් එක්කම අපට සිදු වුණේ නව තාක්ෂණයේ හාමුසුව ඔන්ලයින් ක්‍රමයට අධ්‍යාපන කටයුතු කරගෙන යන්න. මේක අපට තරම් හුරුදයක් නොවුනත් මේට අනුගත වීමට ලැබීමත් එක්තරා භාග්‍යයක්. ඔන්ලයින් ක්‍රමයට ඉගෙන ගැනීමේදී අපට ලැබෙන වාසි වගේම ගැටලුකාරී තත්ත්වයන්ටත් මුහුණ දීමට සිදු වුණා. එයින් ලැබෙන වාසි ගැන කතා කළොත් Zoom තාක්ෂණයේ යටතේ අධ්‍යාපන කටයුතු කරගෙන යාමේදී ස්ක්‍රීන් ෂෙයාරින් පහසුකම යටතේ පාඩමට අදාළව පින්තූර සහ වීඩියෝ දර්ශන ක්ෂණිකව දැක ගැනීමේ අවස්ථාව අපට ලැබෙනවා. ඒ වගේම ഘോഷාකාරී පරිසරයෙන් මිදී පාඩමට සහභාගී වීමේ හැකියාව ලැබෙන අතර ගමනාගමනය සඳහා වැය කළ කාලයද ඉතිරි කර ගැනීමට අපට හැකියාව ලැබුණා. ඒ වගේම කාලච්ඡේද වෙන්වීමේදී අපතේ ගිය කාලයද ඉතිරි වීම නිසා වැඩි කාලයක් අධ්‍යයන කටයුතු වල යෙදීමට අපට හැකියාව ලැබුණා. මෙවැනි වාසී ලබා ගැනීමට හැකි වුණත් මෙම තාක්ෂණයත් සමග සම්බන්ධ වීමේදී ඇතිවන ගැටලු හේතුවෙන් මෙහි උපරිම ඵල ලබා ගැනීමට ග්‍රාමීය පරිසරයක ජීවත් වෙන අඩු ආදායම්ලාභී අපි වගේ දරුවන්ට ඉතාමත් අපහසුතාවයක් තමයි උදා වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. අපිට මූලිකවම බලපාන ප්‍රශ්නය තමයි සිග්නල් නොමැතිකම. ඒ වගේම තමයි අපි භාවිතා කරන ස්මාර්ට් ජංගම දුරකථනවල අඩුපාඩුව. ඒ කියන්නේ සාමාන්‍යයෙන් 3G දුරකථනයක් භාවිතා කරන විට 4G දුරකථනයක වගේ වේගයෙන් කටයුතු කිරීමට අපහසුයි. තවත් ප්‍රශ්නයක් තමයි බොහෝ විට අපි භාවිතා කරන දුරකථනවල ඩිස්ප්ලේ එක ඉතා කුඩා නිසා වැඩි කාලයක් අධ්‍යයන කටයුතු වල යෙදීමට ඇති අපහසුව. ඒ වගේම අධ්‍යාපන කටයුතු කරන දරුවන් දෙදෙනෙකු ඇති නිවෙස්වල එක් දුරකථනයක් විතරක් ඇති විට දෙදෙනාටම එකවර අධ්‍යයන කටයුතු සඳහා සහභාගී වීමට නොහැකි වීම වගේ ගැටලු රැසකට මුහුණ පානවා. අවසාන වශයෙන් අපට ඇති තවත් ගැටලුවක් මම කියන්න. ඒ තමයි ඩේටා කාඩ් සඳහා ඉතා විශාල මුදලක් වැය කිරීමට සිදුව තිබීම. දුෂ්කර ගම්මානවල ජීවත් වෙන අඩු ආදායම්ලාභී පවුල්වල දරුවන්ට ඉතා විශාල මුදලක් වැය කොට මෙම කාඩ්පත් ලබා ගැනීමට නොහැකි නිසා එකවරකට ලබාගත හැක්කේ අඩු GB ප්‍රමාණයක් සහිත ඩේටා කාඩ් පතක් පමණයි. ඒ නිසා අධ්‍යයන කටයුතු අතරතුරදී ඩේටා අවසන් වීම නිසා පාඩම අතරතුරදී පන්තියෙන් ඉවත් වීමට සිදුවෙච්ච අවස්ථා එමටයි. ඉතින් මේ ගැටලු විසඳා ගැනීම සඳහා කුමන හෝ ආකාරයකින් අපට සහයෝගයක් ලබා දෙන්න පුළුවන් නම් රජේනුත් ඔබ හැමගිනුත් අප ඉල්ලා සිටින්නේ අපේ ඉදිරි ගමනට ලොකු උපකාරයක් හැටියටයි. ස්තුතියි ජෙසු පිහිටයි.
Our committee has identified this issue and brought up by the girls, not just in Anuradhapura, but also in many rural areas here in Sri Lanka, and has proposed a solution to it. I call upon our project facilitator to briefly discuss our project Girls with Girls for Girls for the International Day of the Girl Child 2021.
Hello to everyone present. My name is Ashni Thomas of St. Bridget's Convent, Colombo 7. With great pleasure, I would like to introduce the project With Girls for Girls, organized by the Good Shepherd movement of the Asian Pacific region under the theme Digital Generation, Our Generation. And what we aim to achieve is to close the digital divide and to accelerate change. What is the digital divide? And why is that issue we need to face in order to achieve the generational equality? Women having less access to digital and internet facilities compared to males. That's what the digital divide is. This existing gender gap in digital inclusion, if not properly addressed, is likely to lead to a steep increase in gender inequalities. The poor and the near poor children not have adequate access to online learning, which could adversely affect the entire learning process. Even though the government has introduced online portals of education, especially during the prolonged closure of schools, this was mostly inaccessible to the underprivileged and marginalized communities due to their lack of resources and facilities, like the eTax Lava portal. And aiming to address this issue of the digital gender divide, the Good Shepherd movement has chosen a strategy to improve the digital literacy of the less privileged. Wi-Fi connections for a wide coverage area, routers, digital equipments are to be provided to areas in need of equipments. These devices will be procured through the Good Shepherd Foundation Fund, which is approximately $1,000. By obtaining local resources, we plan to make this an income-generating process and supply uninterrupted internet connection till the end of this year or until schools can reopen successfully and safely. And this project, we want to carry it further by identifying the students in our very own private Catholic schools that currently are facing problems when joining the e-learning process. And what we have to do is implement a strategy to assist them out. We can take the help from the past pupil associations or from the other members of the school committee and provide a way where they can engage in the e-learning process successfully. Through this newly procured devices, what we hope to fulfill our objective and our aims are: 1, facilitating the process of e-learning. 2, providing opportunities to self-learn skills. I mean, on the internet, you can basically learn anything that you like. 3, it's immediate access to qualitative and quantitative information. 3 is communication and connectivity. We believe that the girls all over Sri Lanka should be connected to us and connected to the Good Shepherd Foundation. And our main point is to enhance their daily life. Through the internet, they can find so much of ways where they can improve their daily lifestyle and find solutions where they can conquer problems that they face. By this project, we believe that we in some way will be able to bridge the digital divide and to accelerate change. And that's all I have to share with you on our project. And I hope that you take a step to bridge the digital divide from wherever you are. Thank you.
Thank you for bringing the reality of the digital divide into this Zoom room. Let us remember to appreciate the little things in life and be grateful for all that we have. Next up is a dance item that I hope will leave you stunned.
සැරේ ගිහින් උන්ට එකතු යන්නේ අන්න බලන් ඉදිකට ළඟ කොක්කොරෑන වගේ ඇවිත් පුංචියවුන් නුඹ එනකම් පාර බලන්නේ ඊ සැරේ ගිහින් උන්ට එකතු යන්නේ එකොට වෙලා මගේ හිතෙන් මං ආයෙත් පාසල් යනවා අන්න බලන් ඉදිකට ළඟ කොක්කුරෑන වගේ ඇවිත් පුංචියවුන් නුඹ එනකම් පාර බලන්නේ ඊන් සැරේ ගිහින් උන්ට එකතු යන්නේ
That dance, that Kandyan dance, was quite aesthetically appealing. The internet has the ability to connect people from all over the world. As proof of this fact is Miss Theresa Simon. Miss Theresa is the regional manager of the Good Shepherd Foundation for the Asia Pacific region and has joined us today. Good morning, Miss Theresa.
Hello, everyone. It's so good to be with you today.
Miss, can you let us know from where you've been joined from?
I'm from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. I'm at home now. I work from home. And it is great to be connected to everyone in Sri Lanka, all the way from Malaysia.
That's true, Miss. The internet is a great enabler, right?
Yes, it is. Fantastic enabler.
Miss, we have a question for you today. What is expected from organizing events like the International Day of the Girl Child? And what is the role played by the Good Shepherd movement along with the UN?
Okay, thank you so much for this question. And I think I'd like to start by congratulating Good Shepherd Sri Lanka Pakistan for organizing this event online, for bringing girls and I suppose boys as well, from wherever they are tuned in, teachers, sisters, parents, the entire community surrounding the girl child for this very important event. So if you ask me what's expected from organizing an event like this is very important because it creates an awareness on girls' rights, that girls' rights are child rights and are women's rights and ultimately are human rights. It strengthens the Good Shepherd's focus on the Good Shepherd position paper on the girl child, which is one of the congregation's 6 social justice issues that we advocate for. So when we are gathered together like this in a virtual platform, and we are able to speak about girls and look at girls, today leading and hosting an event like this, we know that the future, the potential of girls is unlimited. So, and this is evidence, it's an evidence that if we educate girls and the circle of care surrounding girls, and if we educate society at large, that girls have rights and rights to access equal opportunities that are available to boys as well, we will be addressing gender-based violence at very early stages. When we empower girls and we educate the community that girls have human rights as well, we are minimizing and addressing domestic violence, violence against girls, exploitation of girls at a very young age. So when we look at equal access, and I would like to just quote Onali just now. No? She gave us a very, very good sharing on social justice and equal access. So when we talk about equal access and the right to education, the right not to be stereotyped into cultural and traditional norms that girls do housework, or, you know, whilst boys play, or that occupations in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, otherwise known as STEM, you know, are only for boys. We just heard, you see, how important it is to break that stereotype of girls and to push boundaries and to challenge the system. The system, not only in the government system, but systems within our own milieu, no? Within our own families, within our own circle of care, and within the community, the immediate circle. If we are able to change the mindsets of people who have just come in to watch this session at this platform, we would have done something really great. So if, let's say, we want to improve the human rights of women in Sri Lanka and Pakistan, no, we must start from changing mindsets at how we view the girl child, recognize that she has rights to develop into her full potential as a woman. Hence, looking at the numbers that are present here, no, we've got like 200 over people on the Zoom screen, and I think easily we've got 200 or 300 people on YouTube, you know. We are touching these hundreds of people, and each person belongs to another group of people. So can you imagine the ripple effect that this session has created within Good Shepherd itself, within the 20, 30,000 children that you have within Good Shepherd schools, and each child has got a mother, a father, maybe another sibling, auntie, uncle. So, you know, I'm amazed by the reach that Good Shepherd Sri Lanka has, you know, and the effect that you have in Sri Lanka itself. So that's my response to the first question that you have about, you know, organizing this event. Do you want me to pause for anything, or shall I continue to the second question that you gave me?
This is it. Miss, the second question, Miss, you can like go on to the second question on how the UN helps us with the whole Girl Child Day and all.
Yes, okay. So I will go to the next question which you asked, you know, what is the role played by Good Shepherd movement along with the UN? I think this is such an important question to ask, because sometimes we look at the system outside of Good Shepherd to make the changes, not realizing that within ourselves and within Good Shepherd, we have that power to make the change. So I just like to start by sharing that the Good Shepherd sisters have special consultative status with the Economic and Social Council of the United Nations, also known as ECOSOC in short, which is responsible for promoting higher standard of living, full employment, and economic and social progress. So here comes the Good Shepherd priority areas on social justice, because we are looking at the entire society, enabling the entire society to be better. So having a consultative status at the UN allows the Good Shepherd sisters to participate in the work of the UN. And that's very important for us as a congregation, very important. Now let's look at the girl child. At the level of the girl child, the Good Shepherd is active in an NGO committee that's present at the UN level called the Working Group on Girls, which promotes the human rights of girls in all areas and stages of her life. Some of you may know Miss Alexis Schultz. She is our Good Shepherd mission partner with Good Shepherd International Justice and Peace Office in New York, and she plays a very significant role in the Working Group on Girls. So that is the UN perspective, All said, the strength of our office and our voice, the Good Shepherd voice at the UN, depends on how strong the programs are in Sri Lanka and Pakistan, because how strong you are correlates directly to the voice that we bring to the UN. So when we look at this, it is very important to realize that advocacy begins at home, and advocacy begins with you and I. And as girls, you are the strongest advocate for your fellow girls. So girls with girls for girls. It's such a powerful statement, girls, and I'm so happy to be here with all of you to witness how you are hosting this event, how you are speaking, on behalf of girls. So I just want to share a little bit about advocacy, and I think sometimes we think that our position at the UN, and that is the ultimate, or that's the ultimate position that we want to go to. But I want to challenge this and say that where you are at this moment is the most powerful position, not at the UN, where you are in your classrooms, where you are as teachers, educating minds of young people, where you are as Good Shepherd in Sri Lanka. You are in so many places in Sri Lanka, all the way at the north, and all the way down south to the east, to the west of Sri Lanka. You are everywhere in Sri Lanka, and that is the power of Good Shepherd. And in Pakistan as well, we are small in Pakistan, but you are powerful. And so when we talk about advocacy, girls, if you reach out and speak up for a girl, like what you are doing for your Girls for Girls project, you're speaking up for a group of girls who are in underserved communities. That is the most powerful advocacy that can be done. And then from there, you write your stories, and we share this story with the entire Asia Pacific. And we know that 5 countries in Asia Pacific are doing this same project. That means more than 30,000 children within Good Shepherd Asia Pacific are doing this same project from now up to June 2022. I cannot imagine how powerful that is. It's mind-boggling. And that's why I want to encourage you to shift your attention from the UN to where you are. And from there, we work upwards again and ask ourselves, what is the change that we want to see in society today? How can it start with the activities that we are doing here for a bigger change in the system in Sri Lanka and Pakistan? And then you bring it to the UN and you tell the rest of the world it is possible to make changes, and we, the girls, have started. You tell the world leaders what girls can do without politics, without religion, and how powerful our voice is based on core values. So I just want to summarize my sharing today by saying that this is such an important platform that we are raising awareness that girls have rights, and girls who are empowered from a young age become very empowered women in society. And one fine example was Miss Onali De Silva, who just addressed all of us. So I urge each person on this platform, students, teachers, parents, sisters, to keep up the good work that you're doing in Sri Lanka and Pakistan. You are the voice of the voiceless. So congratulations to all. Happy International Day of the Girl Child. And thank you for this opportunity to speak. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss. And we're grateful for you for saying all of these words. Your insight was incredible. And I loved how you said, wherever we are, we can make the biggest change, no matter who we are. Because at the moment, we can impact so many people, like the ripple effect and what you were saying about it. Thank you, Miss. From
Remember,
Chennai,
change
India.
starts with you. Yeah, remember, change
Yes,
starts
Miss.
with
Change
you.
starts
Yes.
with me.
Yes.
You and me, Miss.
Yes.
From Chennai, India, we've been graced with an exemplary figure that has been a guiding light and a great mentor to many. She holds the post as the mission partner of Central East India, and that is none other than Miss Sashi. Hi, Miss Sashi.
Oh,
How's
hi,
the weather over
Ashini.
at India? Has it
I'm.
been raining, Miss?
It is raining, but you know what? Now there's showers of blessing all over with so many girls.
Exactly, Miss. Showers of blessing. That's what we've been
Yes.
experiencing since morning, Miss.
Yes, and I can see lots of rainbows in the sky, yeah? Especially the
Yes,
one
Miss.
side from Sri Lanka.
Thank you, Miss. So, Miss, we have a small doubt that needs an answer.
Go ahead,
So,
Ashini.
one reason that girls find ourselves in a pickle or in a quite tricky situation is due to our ignorance, mainly. So, what could we do to educate ourselves on our rights and our place here today?
Oh, Ashini, I love pickles. Okay, so let me talk about it to all of you. So first of all, thank you so much for inviting me. I'm delighted to be there. And this is a dream come true for me because this is the power of the girls that we see today. So thank you, sisters, partners in mission. It's a wonderful opportunity to be here. Well, all about pickles. Let me tell you, it's yum, isn't it? It's tasty. So naturally, we go for it. And then, yes, we start having, and sometimes it does get a little addictive. And then it becomes spicy, and then you don't know how to get out of it. And then, well, there is tummy ache, and then lots to follow. Well, that's exactly what would happen when we get into a real pickle when we don't know what we're doing. So perhaps I can just share a little ABCD. Would that do? Well, I'm just thinking about it as an ABCD simply because as a teacher, I believe education goes first. And then we see the powerful advocacy that we have been hearing from Teresa and Onali today. It has been beautiful. And then all you girls act upon it. And I'm sure that the pickle jars will be empty by the end of it all. So let's start with a little bit of an A. It's very difficult at your age, but agreeing to boundaries it helps a lot. You know, when they say, take a little bit of it, a pinch of it. And that's exactly what Onali was speaking about the lovely A of boundaries, agreeing to boundaries and appropriate access. Okay, what happens if you really got into the jam and got into the pickle and you want to know how to come out of it? Another good A will help, and that is to acknowledge that you've landed in a pickle. I am in a problem. I got into it and I don't know what to do. I need one trusted an adult who can guide me out of this mess. And I think that's what all of us need to do. At our age, the biggest fear factor is what if that adult lands us in a bigger pickle? That's why I said a trusted person is the person who is most important here. So as teachers, as educators, we will have to provide that A, to be the trusted adult who can be the go-to person who can help us out of this. I'm sure you have, but as young girls, what we need to get out of is the fear factor, to reach them and ask for help. Okay, so then let me go to the B. Just be brave. Just be brave and bold. Don't worry. We don't know everything. And that's why we are searching out of ignorance to learn something new. So it's okay. And naturally, when you are in school and you are having somebody holding your hand and making a lot of mistakes in the process of learning, obviously you will make mistakes when you get into the digital space too. But if you go back to the A and then take help and maybe make it even simpler by agreeing to the boundaries, then the A-B combination will really be very good, you see. You will be so bold and brave to acknowledge where we need help and then come out of the tight spot. Okay, so what can the C do? Call for help. call for help. I don't understand. Can you help me? And now on the digital platform, it's even easier still. Texting away, asking to the right person. Be sure that you don't land up communicating on the wrong chat, okay? So chat and call for help. Use the big C. And yes, call for help to also know your reporting systems and tools. Where do I need to go to report to when there is a problem? How do I get out of this tight spot? Call for help, call. I'm sure every one of us have the access to the numbers, which are the central call for help. So that's the C. And well, on the D, do digital, okay? Digitize your lifestyle, digitize. It's good because that's where you can really proclaim that you are in the digital generation. But be careful, don't do another D, okay? Just because we are so busy trying to declutter and use less, I'm a little worried if I say digitize and you forget to connect with the physical space of persons. Please wait and don't miss out on the opportunities of actual physical connect with persons. I say this because a lot of these problems can be minimized when we're actually able to communicate. And so I would say declutter, but please don't declutter human relationships. Don't miss out on the opportunities of connecting with your friends physically more than digitally. Okay, so that's a little bit of my ABCD to get out of the pickle. It's all right. The best part is to be young, do lots of mistakes, and then come out of it and say, you know what, I've been there, and then it's okay. I had so-and-so who really helped me through. I'm so grateful. I'm sure you will be able to get through that. Would that help, Ashini?
Yes, Miss, your ABC of like agreeing to the boundaries, being brave and bold, and calling for help, digitalizing. I'm sure those 4 steps will help us like come out of our pickles and the tricky situations that we manage to find ourselves in.
Thank you so much, Ashini. I'm sure you have A to Z and even more as Generation Z to find new ways.
But Miss, your A to D was a very good one, Miss. I'm sure that will help us out, definitely.
Thank you so much, my dear girls. Thank you. And I really hope that you are the ones, the pathfinders, and you will be creating new tracks. And as I couldn't resist the temptation of posting it on the chat, that the way you girls are showing the way for the unserved voices all around Sri Lanka. Imagine October 11, 2022, just a little away, okay, 365 days away. You have the girls who are there, who are saying, you've really helped us out, and they are the ones holding this show. What a great day would it be? Not far, and it will be all thanks to you girls. So kudos to you and all the lovely, the strength, the backbone, who's really helping you all. Lovely mentors, teachers, sisters. 3 cheers to you for holding these girls. Thank you.
Yes, Miss. Speaking about teachers and our mentors, we have someone who has graced us with our presence here, and she is one of our backbones in being able to do something like this. To our province leader, Sister Marianne Pereira, I have a question for you, sister. What words of advice would you give us youngsters who strive to be true girls, true girl advocates?
Want a piece of advice? Before that, I want to say I am deeply touched and amazed, and I love you so much, each one uniquely. Because I feel it's our own. We belong to one family. So I'm proud of you. I'm very grateful to you, and I have a lot of hope for the future. Lot of hope for the future to see these brave young girls be becoming women in the society, doing wonders for the whole world, to the country, to your own family to begin with, to your own self, and to the whole universe. So you want me to give you an advice. So the advice is, first of all, please join hands more deeply with Good Shepherd family. I like if you feel one with us, not as sisters, lay, or anyone, but we are one because we own one thing, our Good Shepherd spirit, charism, and values. So let us feel one today, very specially, because you say it's our own. The system is our own children. So I am wondering, how can we advance? How can we move forward? What is the way forward to enhance, to make this union very strong in the future? Make this union very strong in the future. And my second advice or the concern for you, my dear children, is to advocate for life, for empowerment, justice, and to cater to the poor in the society in our own little way. Because we just heard a pathetic story of one of us. So how can we support more girls, very especially those who are going through a crisis situations? How to eradicate this education inequality? How to eradicate that in our own level, in our own little way can be. So it's good for us to think today about the majority of girls deprived of so many things, because our Good Shepherd charism always goes towards the lost, to the poor, to the less privileged. That is in us, within us. We always look forward how to join hands. And Ms. Teresa Siemens very clearly said how to ripple this effect, right? Rippling effect means how are we going to give this message to the whole society? We are just a group here with discussing, evaluating, and sharing the impact and values and all these things. So there are so many waiting to hear the wonderful message of us from your voice, not from our voice. So make your voice strong. You have a lot of mentors around you. The province leadership team is with you. So, and then you have Teresa, Sashi, and so many, if you want any help. And you, so many sisters were behind, supporting you, helping you to come to this, today to this level. So there are so many. Tap them, ask them, trouble them, ask them to give their support. We want to go ahead. We want to know our way forward. And my last advice, or the most important, you need to be very strong. Mr. Onali showed us the way that how intelligent we need to be, how prudent we need to be. If when we use this technology or any other thing in making decisions in your own life, to be prudent, to be intelligent women. So therefore, I want to see you cultivating in you and cultivate strongly the Good Shepherd values. That is the basic foundation. Everything we do and say need to have that fragrance of the Good Shepherd charism. That is the beauty. That is the bond. Even Onali said that even she, being a Buddhist, but coming into our convent, the Good Shepherd sisters, how that environment helped her, how it helped her. So therefore, we have given her some values. We have shared her values with us. Now, today she shares her ones with us. There was a period, Sister Francine is here, they were trying to give her some values. Now, today we are reaping those. We are reaping from her. She's giving us back what we have cultivated, what we have sown. We are reaping. So in the same way, you will become one day like Onali, coming to us and helping so many children. Like to be like that? Yes, you all have to be like her, supporting so many girls like this. You all have to be like her, very strong women, empowering others. So my wish, my concern, my passion is to see you, that we bring from our schools, from our wherever we serve, women with passion, women with courage, women grounded in values, that they can be exemplary women, giving to the whole society a strong voice. So make use of the digital technology. There are so many ways of, innovative ways you can find out how to spread, how to share, how to empower, how to be a voice for the voiceless. So this is, you will be in my prayers and you will be in my thoughts. I carry you all in my heart. I hold you with love and respect and dignity, and we are there to assure you with the province leadership team to support. At last, I want to say one word again, to say a big thank you for the contribution Sashi and Teresa paid, the contribution they gave to bring you towards this today. So then I know Nali will be with us even in the future, supporting this group of children, girls, being their backbone, like behind, being with them. And we will see what do you call, a ray of hope, a vision, a horizon beyond that. We will embrace the whole world. That's what St. Mary Euphrasia's word motto, embracing the universe, the whole world, not only this little, my little corner, going beyond, always going beyond, going beyond. So this is my wish, my prayer, and my hope for you today. Thank you so much. Very grateful, amazed, touched, and love you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sister, for your kind words, and your insights were amazing, and we'll bear it in mind always. Thank you for taking your time to express your views and voicing out your opinions with us. I would like to remind you that each and every one of you can be an advocate for change, and speaking out on an issue, regardless of what it is our duty. Raising your voices is imperative to bring about change. Let's move on to our next segment. Dancers are also called the athletes of God. This entertainment item next up is proof of this statement. Let's vibe with these girls as they groove to the beat.
Free,
The International Day of the Girl Child was recent and on the 11th of October. We have organized a series of events that can look forward into the coming months. Kavya from the organizing committee, I invite you to brief all of us on our way forward.
Hello again to all you powerful change makers here. So happy about the flow of our IDG 2021 activities that's been done up till now. I'm excited to announce the upcoming activities that are planned for this year's IDG in the Sri Lanka Pakistan unit. But before that, allow me to brief you on the project already completed. We started off our venture with a digital poster making competition with the participation of girls from the 7 private Good Shepherd schools, which we all saw the successful conclusion of with the announcement of the final results of the competition a while ago. With the successful completion of that, the following are activities planned for the future. We will be opening the trilingual speech competitions for the Good Shepherd schools in Sri Lanka and institutes on the 15th of October. Our objective of getting as many girls to voice out and share their ideas, experiences, and challenges without any barriers led us to the decision of having a trilingual speech competition. We hope to hear from as many of you as possible. Our next project is called Onlineaholic. Onlineaholic is a 7-day workshop centered around the theme for this year, Digital Generation, Our Generation, which is to bridge the digital gender divide to accelerate change. For 7 consecutive Saturdays, beginning from the 16th of October to the 27th of November, we will conduct 7 workshops on 7 different topics, such as Microsoft Office apps and other such editing and convenience softwares for our girls from the Good Shepherd family, not leaving behind the teachers and the sisters too. This will help enhance the skills needed to utilize the digital platform to its fullest potential. Further projects will be announced once finalized. Let us know if you all have creative ideas for projects and activities to ensure impactful change in the girls' lives. This marks the end of my segment and the end of today's program. Over to you, Chriselle.
In appreciation of you and all that you've done, I call on Amanda to address the gathering.
A very good morning to all gathered here today. It gives me an immense pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks for this event to all the dignitaries assembled here. First of all, I extend my most sincere thanks to Almighty God for making today's event a resounding success. I would like to thank Reverend Sister Marianne Pereira, the unit leader of the province of Sri Lanka and Pakistan, for gracing this event and inspiring us with her words. I thank Ms. Teresa Siemens, the Asia Pacific Regional Manager of the Good Shepherd International Foundation, Reverend Sister Alexandra Mendes, and Reverend Sister Syria Pushpam Savarin, the Link Counselors of Education, and all the counselors of the province leadership team for attending this event. I would like to extend my thanks to Mrs. Shashi Natarajan, the mission partner of the province of Central East India, and Mrs. Onali Bisilva Aryambandhu, an experienced lecturer and education professional, for their delightful presence here today. I express my gratitude to all the local leaders of the communities and everyone who joined from overseas. And a special thanks to all the principals of private schools for giving us this opportunity to be a part of IDG, for encouraging us and for being here. I thank the principals of government schools and the sisters from preschools, child development centers, and the sisters from the Pakistan sector for supporting and being here with us today. I am also thankful to Sister Sudarika and Sister Sujani Fernando, the sisters in charge of the IDG committee. With my heart overflowing with gratitude, I thank Ms. Augusta Anthony Muttu, the technical crew, all the representatives, as well as the students from private schools, from the Pakistan sector, and the girls from Anuradhapura. Overall, I sincerely thank all those who supported us in many ways. Thank you very much once again, and may God bless you.
TikTok, it's time to wrap up today's event. As we have reached the end of our program, I would like to bring some thoughts to mind. Save Girl Child is a campaign started by the Indian government to protect the rights of females and to work for their welfare in the society. This year, we focus on bridging the digital divide because girls need equal access to technology during a time like this, where we need to stay inside and learn. We need to spread awareness that even on a digital platform, girls should have equality. For that, we need to raise our voice. I quote, "I raise my voice, not so that I can shout, but so that those without a voice can be heard. We cannot all succeed when half of us is held back." And I unquote. If I elaborate a bit on the mentioned quote, imagine a world without girls knowing about technology. We cannot imagine a world like that. It also wouldn't allow the other gender to move on as well. So working towards a goal where we have gender equality for girls and boys on the digital platform will help us, the Gen Z, to make the world a better place. I hope you enjoyed today's event, and I hope it enlightens your way of thinking about the digital divide, because together we are stronger and our voice matters. Once again, bringing the theme of this year's International Girl Child Day, Digital Generation, Our Generation. It is time to draw the curtains to a close. We invite every one of you to be the voice of countless girls who are relying on you and me to advocate for them. Thank you for your time. Take care and God bless you all. I'm Karen and I'm from Good Shepherd Convent, Kotahena. I will use my voice to have a better future. Sayonara.
I'm Amanda from St. Lawrence's Convent, Velavatta, and I will use my voice to make sure that girls will have equality on the digital platform. Bye-bye.
I'm Matthew Fernando from Good Shepherd Convent, Parduram, and I'm here to spread love and to help you to make your sky in your favorite color, because I believe each has their own sky. Vanakkam.
Hi, I'm Crystal from Ave Maria Convent, Nigambo, and I will ensure that the dignity of every girl child is upheld. Annyeong!
Hello, I'm Tarishi from St. Thomas's Girls' School, Matale. I'll be a listener for girls for their needs. Aibawan.
I'm Kavya from Good Shepherd Convent, Kandy, and I rally my fellow girls to bridge the gender digital divide. Adios.
I'm Ashni Thomas from St. Bridget's Convent, and on behalf of the organizing committee, we wish you a happy International Day of the Girl Child.
Congratulations, guys. Congratulations, guys.
What is it?
Guys.